Okay, I thought I saw a red name in here for a second, and I was about to be one of those OMG YouTuber moments. Yeah, I know it can be Watchdog, and if it's a red name, it usually is the Watchdog bot. But for me, most of the time, anytime I see a red name, I tend to associate that with a YouTuber or an admin. And admins usually, they don't spend much time in the game, so most of the time, YouTuber. Even though I don't really recognize most Hypixel YouTubers these days, and if I do, it's usually not for a great reason. Case in point, recent shenanigans going on with Lego Maestro and HannahxRose. Could someone clue me in? Oh, you don't know what happened with the Lego situation. Wow. Okay, so we're really talking about that today, huh? Wow, okay. So, probably the most basic of basic explanations I can give is Lego Maestro is the latest Hypixel YouTuber to be on the cancellation chopping block. Because a little while ago, he got flirty with Hannah while she was live on Twitch, streaming to, thousands and thousands of viewers because her audience is freaking massive, which, good for her. And the problem with that is, obviously, I would never want to speak for Hannah. Maybe she was actually fine with it and has no hard feelings towards Lego, which is, of course, fine and valid. She's entitled to feel however she feels about the situation. But it kind of seemed to myself and many others who were miffed at Lego that she was rather uncomfortable with the situation, which is understandable, especially since apparently this wasn't even the first time he's publicly flirted with her specifically and put her in a position to reject him in front of a whole bunch of people. Which, oh shit. That's a shitty thing to do to someone, what Lego did. Y'all are getting me all up in a tizzy. We're going full on rant mode today, apparently. What have you done? This was supposed to be a calm stream. Look what you did. Yeah, so for the sake of transparency, I have talked to Lego once in a Discord call. We were playing Bed Wars with the original Ace and one or two other people, and he didn't get flirty with me at the time. Probably because this was a few years ago and I think he might have been underage at the time, so that would have been really, really freaking weird. But I have heard from some former staff members closest to his age that this isn't uncommon behavior for him to get, really flirty and making things awkward with people. And of course, I have very, very unfortunately, appeared in a small handful of his Hypixel alert videos, usually whenever Simon and I are talking publicly on Twitter about something that we even have the slightest disagreement about. And then, the next day on his channel, you get that video with the clickbaity title, Hypixel owner versus former staff, epic fight. And there was also a post this past February that Lego made that made light of a disgraced former staff member who sexually harassed many female staff members, including myself and some others who were underage. Of course, there were many who called him out for it and said that really wasn't an okay thing to do, but he didn't apologize or even acknowledge any sort of wrongdoing when he was confronted about it. So clearly, it kind of seems that common decency isn't so common for him with topics of this nature. Oh yeah, absolutely. You are completely right. I mean, of course, what Lego did, it doesn't compare to some of the atrocious things that some former Hypixel staff members have been accused of, especially involving minors. But you would think with that sort of history that most people, especially those who are more in the public eye and something that a lot of impressionable kids look up to, you would think that people would learn just how to treat others appropriately. See, the thing of it is, the video gaming space for quite a long time was, and often still is, seen as a boys-only club. I mean, girls could play some frilly Barbie game every now and then, but for the most part, anyone of the female persuasion attempting to break into the overall gaming space is frequently met with a significant amount of harassment. I mean, go to any female streamer's chat or their comment section. I mean, even for me, I dealt with this literally just yesterday on stream. At some point or another, you're likely going to get someone being creepily flirtatious or going directly the asshole route and saying, go back to the kitchen or something along those lines. Most female gamers experience this sort of thing on a regular basis, including Hannah, which I know because she has been very outspoken about the harassment she's received for years. In the Minecraft community, being mostly younger immature and naive individuals, especially a lot of LEGO's fans who came to his defense who were wondering, what's the big deal if he gets flirty with Hannah on stream? He's just shooting his shot. Oh, fuck. You can't possibly compare that to other harassment. To which I say, sir, kindly sit the fuck down. Don't try to mansplain what is and isn't acceptable behavior to the female species, please and thank you. Because having to deal with romantic advances from creeps on the internet on such a frequent basis, it's not a pleasant experience. Don't want it. Don't need it. Not even just to women. Just don't do that shit to anyone. So not only is LEGO making an uncomfortable situation by hitting on someone who has already rejected him before, but doing so in a public setting encourages similar behavior from the more naive and impressionable viewers who may not know better. Basically, in being a super weirdo, he has opened the door for other super weirdos to bother Hannah on her own channel. But realistically, even if he did message her in private, that would be no bueno, since, she's rejected him before. Maybe learn to take no for an answer and not as an invitation to continue making unwanted advances. And as I mentioned before, allegedly, I gotta emphasize, allegedly, Hannah is far from the first person he's behaved inappropriately towards. I mean, LEGO, my dude, you don't seem like that bad of a guy, but for fuck's sake, you don't need to flirt with every pair of tits you come across. That's really just gross. And then in his first apology, yes, I say first, there were multiple, because the first one he posted on Twitter was just absolutely utter garbage, basically saying, I'm sorry my jokes were taken the wrong way, taking no accountability for his actions whatsoever and putting all the blame on Hannah, with an exceptionally stupid, it was just a joke, bro, I thought we were friends excuse. The second one he posted was slightly better, but really, even with the way the second attempt was put together, who knows if he is actually sorry or taking the situation seriously at this point, or if he's just trying to save face because so many people called him out for it. I do want to be clear though, even though some of the things I'm saying might be a bit harsh, this isn't any sort of attempt by me to cancel LEGO or yank his career away from him. I would genuinely love nothing more than from this day forward for him to be the most upstanding model Hypixel block game YouTuber. Those who choose to continue following him in his content are of course free to do so, but those who choose not to and want to disengage with him and his content are, of course, also free to do so. But I feel like it's important to acknowledge this sort of behavior to hopefully prevent it from happening again to anyone, because while thankfully this wasn't the majority, a lot of people were confused as to why doing something like this isn't appropriate or even defending LEGO's actions, because, of course, you know, your Minecraft idol gets accused of doing something bad, of course you gotta come to their defense with the torches and pitchforks. But I do feel like a lot of the Minecraft audience is on the younger side, so they genuinely just might not understand. And in this day and age, we really don't need to continue making it a habit of stomping all over people's boundaries on a frequent basis. Not just for women, but for everyone. But the TLDR is be kind to people, don't be a fucking creep, and learn to take no for an answer. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.